Hello. Oh. My voice is dead. My voice is really dead. Stream settings. Hello. How's everybody doing? Hehe. Haha. Voice machine broke. It did be like that. Did have a good rest after yesterday at least. At least I sound way more. I sound way normal. Compared to yesterday, I sound like this, and now I can go back to my lower register now. I hope you're feeling better. I am feeling very heaty. There's a lot of heat going on. There's a lot of heat going on. Hello, Mary. Hello. How do you do? I'm sweating. Maybe because I worked out a little earlier, but I'm sweating. Today is a daytime day. Today is a daytime day. I'm finally pulling out all my backgrounds that I never really used that much before. I've decided that every single time I stream, I'm just gonna use them before I stop using them as much anymore. But I suppose we still have a whole year for that before it happens. Or at least, when we get to the new model, we're probably gonna get it around end of next year with all the prep time and everything. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna chill, and I'm just gonna like maybe try to work on my videos more often. But yesterday was really fun, and I feel yesterday we had some remaining stuff from the first goal, so it was $169 from the first goal, right? So, thank you for the follow, Zoo Argeller. Okay, so I'm gonna add. It's me. And I'm adding onto it.
Adding on from yesterday's first goal SAYSITS material.
I'm adding into the goal bucket. I hope it stays. Hi Kitty, hello. How do you do? How are you doing? Today we're going to play a game that some people have requested. Multiple people have requested this game, so we're gonna play What Remains of Edith Finch. Such a mouthful kind of name to say. Edith Finch. Why can't you have like a name that is like much easier to say, that is much more catchy, like Mary Smith or something? Did you fall from heaven? Yes. I did not fall from heaven, but I am still in heaven. As you can tell, I live in heaven. A different kind of heaven from what humans perceive to be heaven. Because my heaven is a very different kind of heaven. She tripped from heaven. I have such a huge ego. So, yesterday was really fun. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I feel right now I am kind of feeling a post-event syndrome kind of thing where I usually would feel like the kind of fatigue that you feel after you've attended a con for like 3 days or something like that. And I'm kind of feeling it today. Thank you. Thank you for being our retirement. What is the thing that Cheryl Gnome always says? Like something Ginga something. I don't know. I can't remember. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday was amazing. It wasn't. It was more than fun. It was beyond. Ginga no hate made. Something like that maybe. Ginga no hate made. Maybe yeah. I hope today's gonna be more fun. Today's not a Baldur's Gate kind of day because I needed to play through the thing before it gets stale, and then with the remaining hours I thought I could patch them up with what Remains of Edith Finch, since people have requested that game. So if it's only one person who requested it, I might like think about it. I might not play it that soon, but there are like a couple of people who requested the game, so why did the tomato cross the road? To get splattered. To frame somebody else for a murder scene on the road because the tomato wants its innards to be splattered. Oh, oops. And yeah, that's my answer. I talked a lot yesterday. Now I kind of ran out of things to talk about. I mean, I don't imagine I will ever run out of things to talk about. It's just, it's so early in the morning. I mean, it's not very early in the morning, but it's the first time I'm talking since yesterday, so I gotta like have a little bit of warm up. Hi Mary, hello. How do you do? Your karaoke yesterday was amazing. It was okay. I scuffed so much, and sometimes YouTube just like does something annoying. Just need to go off about Marvel Rivals again. I played a couple of games before I started stream, just to like get into the vibe of like being on a computer. I've decided maybe I don't want to play Cloak and Dagger that much anymore. But did you expect your life to turn out as I did? Do you know how my life has turned out? It was fun karaoke regardless. It was definitely super fun. I think I'm gonna start playing more DPS. I am so sick of people being stupid and not counter attacking people who flank from the back line. I mean, the enemies who come in to the back line to disrupt us. A lot of people just ignore that. I'm like, why? Why do you ignore that? Especially Black Panther. Black Panthers are so annoying. I was singing along the entire time. It's good that you know most of the songs that I sang. I don't assume a lot of people would like know most of the songs I sang, or like know every single song I sang. Play on easy mode and play the shark. Unfortunately, I don't play against AIs anymore. Good teammates are a mythical creature for a reason. Good teammates are not really that hard to come by. It's just like maybe one other game, maybe like every 2 games or so, and then you'll get like a good teammate, but only one good teammate. Ashinosaurus took a back. Ashinosaurus was my jam back then, but also thinking back about the plot, how Ashinosaurus plot was, it's kind of like what a dumb story. It's so stupid. I don't want to offend people, but it is kind of a dumb story. I got so emo listening to you sing it. I have So if you listen, if you hear this sound, sorry if it's loud, but it's my straw, it's my bottle. It has like some sort of suction because I have it vacuumed so I can bring it along with me when I go out. It's a Stanley Cup. So if you know how a Stanley Cup looks like, you know that it has a straw. So I have bought additional items like the stopper, like the straw stopper and the cover stopper to prevent leakage from happening, to prevent it from leaking, so that I can carry it around and it doesn't leak in my bag. But the con of doing that is I have to sacrifice the suction part of it. That is the suction part of it. It has a little bit of a suction problem because of like how the atoms are affecting the space in the bottle. So it becomes like some sort of like a vacuum kind of thing. The pressure inside the bottle, pressure outside the bottle, etc. Fun fact: Americans pronounce karaoke as karaoke, karaoke as karaoke. In Malaysia, when you say karaoke, people look at you, huh? we all say karaoke, karaoke. So it's kind of weird. Thank you for the follow, Kaiser Berries. Thank you. I've never really heard anyone say karaoke until I made my Discord account and I started doing e-girling stuff, and then a lot of my clients were like, hey, can you do karaoke for me? Can you like record your karaoke stuff for me or something like that? And I was like, yeah. So this is how you pronounce karaoke. Karaoke as karaoke. To be fair, I think, in all honesty, being an e-girl back in the days, back then when Discord was still pretty obscure, I would say people were still using TeamSpeak or something like that. I don't remember, but it was pre-COVID days. Pronounce it right or I won't make the videos for you. Karok. Some say karok. Ew, what the fuck? You mean because it's like oak, O-K-E at the behind of the word? Karok? Ew. But in all honesty, being an e-girl has really helped with my communication skills. I used to be somebody who works at a desk for the majority of my life, and I'm basically a no-lifer. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to like communicate. I can't talk unless I am given a prompt to talk about, because I can't do small talk. I can't do anything. And being an e-girl, because I was like, I know pop culture question mark. It is a very highly suspicious statement, but I know gaming stuff, so I was like, maybe I can get on to be an e-girl or something like that, and and maybe that will help me earn a few bucks and at the same time get to know more people who speak English, because at that time my English was very accent heavy. I would say my English has always been sort of more fluent comparing to an average Malaysian, I would say. But I still had that kind of Malaysian accent, but being online more often than not has taught me how people talk, like how to imitate other people's mannerisms and all of that. So I am a product of being online. I mean, most of the VTubers are kind of a product of being online, I think. You sound just fine, accent or not, Mary. I did not ask you whether or not I sound fine. Of course I know I sound fine. But being at a desk, doing desk work and all of that, one thing that it has not fixed for me is that I still stutter a lot. I still stutter a lot regardless. Slow buggy. This early in the morning on a weekend. And I mean, it doesn't really make a difference for me anymore because I don't feel like there's a difference between a Sunday and a Monday or any other day in a week. It kind of all just feels the same to me. Except, public places, government places are closed on weekends. But other than that, there's no real difference in all honesty. Every day is the same. Work, and then stream, and then eat and sleep, and then clean the house, and that's all I do. I'm not complaining. It does kind of sound like I'm complaining, but I feel like complaining and whining and ranting about things that are relatable can bring us together. Every day is a grind for Mary. Compared to before, I would say my life now has been very simple. It has been much less grindy. It has been so much more easygoing. Hopefully streaming is adding some spice to your life. Streaming is just something that I want to do as a part-time job. As something that yeah, I would say maybe add some spice to my life, as in maybe I can force myself out of my own comfort zone to try to do something or play a game that I would normally not want to play. Or if I am not streaming, then I will never play that game. Like, I don't imagine if I'm not streaming, I don't imagine I'll be able to complete even one single playthrough of Baldur's Gate. So, in that sense, I feel pretty grateful that I am streaming because I'll get to be able to Sorry. I'll get to be able to experience the full, at least one single full playthrough of an authentic Baldur's Gate 1. That being said, I am still contemplating whether or not I'm gonna add mods into it. So, but playing Baldur's Gate is kind of like a dream for me currently. Like, I have developed some sort of obsession towards it. And it, like, every day I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be playing Baldur's Gate in a couple of days now. That was like yesterday, and today I woke up, I was like, holy shit, tomorrow I'm gonna start my Baldur's Gate playthrough. and I'm kind of like, oh, but what do you do? It's because of the bear, isn't it? There's a bear? There's a bear? Wait, there's a bear character? Damn, I'm dreaming about playing a game. You really are excited. It's like living my dream. I have so many games. I have like over 1,700 games on Steam. And I have never really been this excited about playing a game ever since GTA 5? Was it GTA 5? Even with GTA 5, GTA 5 is just like a whole nother kind of journey. GTA 5 was definitely my best playthrough of all time. It was definitely the most entertaining out of all of my streams, I think. Now Mary will love Baldur's Gate even more after learning about the bear. What bear? Oh my goodness! The infamous sax scene with the bear. What? I wanna watch you, GTA. We should recreate that sometime later. Maybe after our community has grown a little bit more than this. I think I want to play it with you. We can do like RP servers and stuff, but we just need to get right kind of people. There is this VRP server. What do you call it? The GTA server that VTubers have created. I don't remember what it was called. I think Paichi was in it or something. Also, Mary driving a car sounds entertaining. You have no idea. You have no idea. But anyway, and also Sleeping Dogs, right? Sleeping Dogs is like a playthrough that I have just kind of abandoned. Because I don't know what is it about Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs is like really fun to play, but for some reason when I look back at my VODs, yeah, I just don't feel the funness out of it. So I kind of just stopped because it felt a little bit draggy to keep playing. With GTA 5, I've never really felt that kind of problem before. One, it's also maybe because Sleeping Dogs has this kind of like FOMO. It gives me this kind of FOMO because it makes you collect things to upgrade your skills or something like that. Yeah, she's a terrible driver in games. That's what you think. That's not true. It's not true. Driving skills is subjective. But I think the difference between Sleeping Dogs is you have to go out of your way to not do the main objectives. You have to like do the side quests in order to be able to like progress with your levels and your skills and everything, and the combos and everything to be able to be better enough for the next quest, main quest or whatever. Side quests. Side quests are pretty entertaining, but GTA is more, I feel more liberated. I don't, just like the vanilla version of GTA is just very liberating. Plus GTA is always sprinkled with random number sprees. It's just, the difference is like, if the car you're driving ends up looking like it got chewed by a giant, then it's not very subjective. You should try GT7 or something. What is GT7? Maybe you really enjoy breaking laws. I mean, I don't know. Breaking laws is definitely not my thing. You can also go on a murder spree in Sleeping Dogs, and you still can get chased by helicopters and stuff. Were there helicopters in? I haven't gotten to the point where I got any helicopters in Sleeping Dogs, but in GTA, it's just so much different. Oh, one of the games that I'm definitely looking forward to is GTA 6. For sure. But before that, let's have like a Cyberpunk playthrough, and maybe let's have a GTA 5 playthrough, if possible. But your COD level goes down. Yeah, your COD level goes down. You just need to whiff them. You just need to whiff them and make them go away. The hacking is the fun part in Sleeping Dogs. The hacking minigames is something that is like very different from GTA as well. Aliens are gonna visit Earth before GTA 6 releases. No, aliens are gonna visit before Half-Life 3 releases. Because when is Half-Life 3 going to come out, and people are still looking forward to Half-Life 3 for some reason, even though it's been such a long time. But we all know that Valve is rich. Valve does not need any other games anymore. TF2 was probably the last one. When's the last time Valve ever had a game? TF3 when? Half-Life was and still is a great game. We should do a Half-Life playthrough. There are so many games that I keep complaining sometimes in chat, like, is it chat? I don't know. Like, I keep complaining to the people I know that I'm running out of games to stream. I'm running out of games to play through. But then I'm like looking at the over 1,700 games that I have, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm running out of games to stream. It's just there's also I'm Scared. Okay, I'm downloading that. We should definitely play I'm Scared. Portal 2, yes. Portal 2. 1,700, yes. I have over 1,700 games on Steam. Very scared. The game is called I'm Scared. We should play Portal 2, Yoncha. You want to play Portal 2 with me? I think I've completed Portal and then Portal 2 before on my own and also with friends. And yes, please, yeah. Just tell me whatever you want to play, Yoncha. Anytime. I will wake up in the middle of the night just for you. Even if you were busy during that time and you decide to stream, like for some reason. I need to play first Portal though. At the perfect art first. Let me know, Yanja. Anytime. I just like the other day I messaged Yanja that doing things with the other girls is really fun, but I really want to just like do some stuff with Yanja, just like the two of us, you know? Oh, I did not sing that during the karaoke stream. It's been such a long time since I sang that song. Just the two of us. But with comparing to within the group, for sure, Yoncha, I feel the closest to Yoncha, because Yoncha just like doesn't stop. Yoncha is so relentless with the way she contacts me. She just comes after me. Like, she would send me stickers just like randomly all the time. Karaoke stream part 2. So a date. Yeah, I would go on dates with Yantra all the time. If I could, I would. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? Mary, get a room, thank you. You are my room. I have you, then I have room. But thank you so much for coming to my stream today. Today is a weekend. I appreciate you watching me on a weekend. I know that some people watch me on weekdays by just like putting me in the background, which is also something that I appreciate a lot, but I do appreciate you guys watching me actively and chatting as well, even though I also appreciate lurkers. Everybody, you get appreciation. You get appreciation. You get appreciation. Everybody gets appreciation. Just have to go have a date in VR chat. Plenty of people do that. It's so boring. Sorry. I'm gonna offend so many people by saying that VR chat is boring, but I don't know how to engage in conversations actively without doing something simultaneously. Like, if you want me to go on a date with somebody by just like going on a coffee date and we'll just like sit across each other and talk about random things, that's not something that I can do. Like, so what do you want? Do you want kids? Do you, how long do you want to stay single before you get married? How many kids do you want? What do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Something like that. But when we're like, let's say if we go on an amusement park date, or if we go on a bowling date, then we could be like doing something else instead of just like staring into each other's eyes and like maybe fondling with the with the coffee spoon, with like the sugar pack that I'm never going to open because I will not put additional sugar in my coffee, stuff like that. It's just it's just I prefer to have like some, instead of a coffee date, I prefer something more engaging, like a fun activity that we can do together. So in VR chat, it's kind of just like two virtual characters sitting down and with like a real person behind that character. And you can also do other activities in the VR chat and stuff, like you can play poker or whatever, but it's just kind of different than like when you were playing a game or like bonding in a different kind of way. So you just want to play Baldur's Gate with Bald Gate with the I don't know if it will ruin our relationship if I play it with Yoncho, in all honesty. You know, I am very critical with about people who play games with me, especially if I'm going to take my game very seriously. I'll take you to the shooting range. I'm scared of guns, Yoncho. Will you shoot my gun for me? Fiddling. The word is fiddling? How would I know? I'm not an English person. I'm not an English person. How would I know what the English word is for? Fiddling or fondling sounds all the same to me. Guns are so fun. After your first time, you love them. Are you sure? Are you sure? Oh my god. Fondling is more of an affectionate word. I wanna know. Does a serious Super Bunnyman Mary gameplay is real? Wait! Wait, I think I don't have that game. The Super Bunnyman thing? I don't have it! I found a game that I don't have that VTubers play all the time. Super Bunnyman. I don't have this game. It's okay. I'm okay with not having that game. I've never met anyone who didn't. You live in America, Louis. So so I don't know. You have, I mean, it feels like you have been exposed to firearms at least for the majority of your life, at least. So I lived my life so many years. I'm not gonna say how many years, but so many years without without being even exposed to drugs. Even the most I got was weed. But and dealing drugs in Malaysia is a death penalty. Death penalty? What do you call it? Death penalty? Is it called death sentence? Not death penalty. Is it the same thing? Same thing? Death penalty and death sentence. Is it the same thing? I hate that feeling. The need to get strapped. What is the need to get strapped? We don't have mandatory death sentence anymore. We have life imprisonment though. But dealing drugs, isn't dealing drugs a death sentence? 90% of the US would have to be put to death. Oh my god. To be armed. Yeah. It's because if you live in the US, firearms is such a common thing. Everybody is concealed carrying. To the point you don't know whether or not you're gonna survive if I don't know. It's just like it's hard to fathom, or it's hard to imagine living in a place where you have to constantly be worried about your safety. Especially was it the other day, or was it last year? I think last year something happened in NYC. In a subway there was like a mass shooting or something, I don't remember, but to think that if I live in such a place, I have to always like constantly be on the lookout for people trying to get me with a gun. That is so scary. Right? It's like actually living in a game. But it's not a game, it's your real life, and having to imagine that you could be robbed with even your life. You could be robbed of your life even if you give up your belongings and stuff. I would never go outside. The US sounds like such a nightmarish country to live in. That's one of the reasons why I really did not want to go to the US. Like, I have no desire to go there. The only desire that for me to want to go there is because Yancha is there. And if it becomes inevitable that I have to go to the US, then you have to protect me, Yancha. Syukur negara Malaysia masih aman. It's not masih aman. We have always been aman. We have always been. I mean, since 1969. But you'll protect me. Do you have a gun to protect me from people? Hunting is technically our Second Amendment due to history values of forest preserving animal and floral preservation. Well, a huge chunk of Malaysia is reserved for forest and nature preservation, and you don't see us carrying guns to protect them. People hunt with spears. People here, they don't. You have to be in the military to have like firearms. People don't hunt. They hunt with bow and arrow here. How are you gonna protect trees without a gun? Do not decapitate the tree. Put your chainsaw down, or else I'll shoot you in the head. Freeze! Put your chainsaw down. Something like that. I'm getting one later this month, and I am still an active fighter. You're an active fighter? Do you fight all the time? That's crazy. 1969 was a wild year for Malaysia. Yeah. Malaysia has really... I am pretty grateful to be born in Malaysia, even though I'm not particularly proud of our country or anything like that, like I said yesterday, but I am very grateful to be born here because we are free of natural disasters. We're not on I don't remember what it's called, but we're not on the line of the earth that makes us have anything like earthquakes or anything, even though Indonesia has a lot of that, and we kind of just like absorb a little bit of the tremor and other stuff, but Malaysia is capable of being fixed. we always think, we always think that, okay, sure, once we get rid of all the boomers, once all the boomers are gone, then our society will naturally fix itself. But I don't think that's gonna happen because the views and the mindsets of the older people always get passed down. You're not in the ring of fire. I didn't get to sing that song yesterday either. Down, down, down. I have a fight in a couple of months. I've been training for. Whoa! I dropped out of it though because of an injury. Oh, it's so sad. So sad, Yantra. Yantra is also kind of unlucky in a sense. I don't know. From like the stories I hear from Yantra that happened to her recently, especially, it's just like so. We share the same fate, Yancha. But now I have more time to stream. The power of love will prevail. You think Malaysians love each other? We love foreigners. We don't love... Do we love each other? We love foreigners. Whenever foreigners come by and they're like, oh, Malaysians are so friendly, blah, 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 blah. I don't feel that with each other. I don't feel like anybody is being friendly to me being in Malaysia. Malaysians are not friendly to me. They're friendly. They're so welcoming. Because you're a foreigner, stupid. Because they see that you're white. You're fucking white. You're not... you're not a local person. We give each other shit, and then we treat people on the outside. It's like it's very pretentious. It's a very hypocritical kind of thing. You want some foreigners, we got a lot to spare. We have a lot too. But that is a real thing though. If you come to Malaysia and you experience the friendliness and the what do you call it, what is the word for it, the people who work at hotels and all of it, hospitality, yes. If you feel the overwhelming hospitality and you feel like, oh, this is such a positive society, such good vibes, that's because you're white. You're either white or you look foreign, and people dig that here because they have some sort of... A lot of us have some sort of like a foreigner fetish kind of thing where, oh, if I talk to this person, maybe next time if I try to get into their country, then I'll get things for free because this person is my friend now or something like that. It's... I don't know why I have this kind of like preconception of people, why people think that it's real, it's true, it's just, it is. Everybody has like that kind of ulterior motives, or at least they want to be able to brag to other people that, oh, I made a foreigner friend or something like that. Bye bye Yancha, bye bye Yancha. Malaysia is generally keep to yourself type of people, but I think some are really willing to help orang tengah susah. Okay. The colonizers got us by the battles for generations. I don't know. I am kind of grateful for the colonization, though. Not about the suffering, but now that a lot of us know how to speak English instead of like Japanese people not really know how to speak English, but just we at least know how to like communicate in English. I always have a like, I always thought that a lot of us are not really able to speak in English, like especially the older generation people, but the more I expose myself to the outside world and actually connect with people outside, I notice that a lot of us actually know how to speak English. Even if it's like broken English, it is very easily conveyable kind of English. So, I am very grateful. I generally find it stupid that people specify it's a foreign friend. Like, is that info really needed that you're a foreigner? It's like, instead of saying I have a girlfriend, you say I have a Korean girlfriend. You get that? You get that? It's like a show-off kind of thing. It's like, oh, this is somebody that I'm using to accessorize my status. Like, having a Korean girlfriend makes me more desirable, or it lifts my status up because I have something that helps accessorize my status and puts me up on a pedestal. Like, I'm different from you, I'm better than you, something like that, you know. I say I got new Bangla friend and nobody bats an eye. So what? It's just like a friend. But she's Korean, the world needs to know. I owe my English ability to Cartoon Network. I owe my English ability to my dad, who doesn't know how to speak Mandarin, even though he's like mainly the most Mandarin person, the most Chinese person in our family. Thanks to Astro. In my household we did not have Astro because my family couldn't afford it. I came from poverty, sort of. How about Mary sounds epic? My papa is very tiger. My papa was very tiger, and he came from a very hard-working place. And he's like a very smart person, but he gave up on a lot of things because he prioritized his family. He paid, like, not even our family, but his own family, the family in which on my paternal side, my grandma and my grandfather had 11 children, or was it 10 children? I don't remember, but half of them died. So, and then my dad had to take care of his own family, and he was like the main caretaker of his family. And there were so many problems in his family because when you have so many children, there's bound to be so many drama happening, and a lot of them are just like very selfish people. Only my dad was very family oriented, to the point he neglected my family in order to take care of his family. My family isn't his own family that he has, which is us. But he's like, no, I'm gonna go take care of my grandma's family, which is also his family. So it's kind of like a whole big... my family is ginormous on my father's side. That's why a lot of times Chinese New Year, I don't want to go back home during Chinese New Year, because my parents, they don't really care whether or not we go back home during Chinese New Year. It's just their relatives are very different compared to my dad. My dad is a saint. He has changed so much, and I am so proud of him for overcoming all of his... He cried, and there's just like so much of like the toxic masculinity that he used to have before, that he's like, oh, I'm the provider of this family, I cannot show weakness, something like that. And and he had a lot of work done with my mom, and both of them grew together. That was when I graduated high school during that time, and they became empty nesters in a way, and then they started like working on themselves, and now they're both saints. And one thing about my mom who really made me appreciate my dad is that she told me, you can never get a husband like my father. Because my father is the type of person, I don't know, supposedly in their generations, like every housework, everything, managing the household, everything, even finances, is mostly done by women in the family. And then my dad is somebody who does housework very diligently without even being requested to do so. So whenever he has free time, he would check something. If there's something in the house that needs to be fixed, it will be fixed by the next day. Or if it's not by today, it's gonna be fixed tomorrow. And he never puts off anything that needs to be fixed or anything that needs to be cleaned up. He does it immediately, without being told, without being asked. And my mom said something like, it's such a rare quality in man to do that. And I feel it. I do feel it. Managing a household is terrible. When there are so many adults in this house, and there's like only one fridge, and the fridge is shorter than me, and nobody else is gonna clean the fridge except for me. I have to defrost the fridge. We have a freezer, and I have to be the one who does all of this stuff. From tiger to enlightened tiger. He's not a tiger. He's not a tiger anymore. He used to be a tiger, sort of. I'm not a single child. I have sibling. I have one sibling, and I have other siblings as well that I'm not gonna tell you about. I have one sibling, a brother. And my brother is also very awesome in his own way. He used to abuse me a lot physically, but now he's also kind of like a saint, sort of. Everybody in our family is a saint besides me. Comparing to them, I'm kind of like a potato. Our country high humidity also imposed a lot of maintenance chores in the household. Lots of repairs and cleaning. I never thought about it like that, but now thinking about it, it kind of makes a lot of sense, really. Obviously, you're the goddess in the family. I am probably the mushroom in the family. Not just the saint. I am the mushroom of the family. You're at least a very cute potato. You know? My mom always say that, oh, you're very good with linguistics because you know Japanese naturally, duh. And then you know so many languages, and then you know how to play a few instruments, and then you know how to speak so well, etc. My mom used to want me to become a lawyer. I wanted to become an astronaut, and then that dream kind of died when I found out I had to do a lot of maths. I can't deal with math. I'm very good with numbers, just like remembering numbers and stuff, but math is too boring for me, in all honesty. I used to want to become an astronaut, and then I thought, what's 7 times 8? 56. Right? It's just like when I went into high school and we had to do additional maths. What's 9 plus 10? 21. 19? No, 21. Perfect, right? It's 21. Whoever says 19, you don't know that. But I am pretty much, I would say, pretty naturally good at studies, but except for math, because math is like kind of boring for me for some reason. I know that for a lot of people, math is the only thing that they can do because they find words really boring, and numbers, like the troubleshooting of the math part. The troubleshooting part of math is really, it's kind of like playing a game, and it's like puzzles and stuff. For me, it's just like boring. I don't know why. I just got here. Whoever sees 19 is too young to understand. So I don't know what you were on about. I don't know either. It's just like a given thing. If I have to explain the joke, it's not going to be a joke anymore, but I just don't know the joke. I just know that it has to be 21. I don't know why it's 19. 9 plus 10 has to be 21, but it is 21, and that is the end of the story. It's just like something that we don't question. You're the example of too old then. But I know the answer. That counts, right? We have been talking for an hour? No! Oh my god. Let's get into the game. Holy shit, we've been talking for an hour. Holy shit. I am slightly confused right now. It's okay to be confused. I'm confused all the time. It is fine. Professional yapping streamer. Forgot this is a game stream. I forgot also. Let's play. The music is really loud. Holy shit. Okay, let me configure before we get into it. Ah! Oh, sorry. Okay, let's change the audio. Lower that by a lot and go over. I'm gonna turn off some programs. Turn that off and hello. This is what remains of Edith Finch, I think. So I'm just gonna be in the corner. I know this game has been out for a pretty long time now, but I never really thought about playing this game for some reason. It's just, I don't know what the reason is. It's just like something that I have put off because it's kind of like a walking simulator. Sort of. So let's get into it. I'm clearing my voice so much. Clearing my throat so much. Yeah. Turn that off. Let's hope it's a good one at least. It is overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so it has to be a good one, I think. Yars, okay. And let me change my category on Twitch. What remains of Edith Finch? It's been such a long time, too. Oh, and we have ads. I had to perform surgery on myself. Huh? Huh? Oh, let's... okay. At time... It's the best walking simulator, however. Let's see that. I think volume-wise, this should be fine. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, what do you do? Oh. Journal. Edith Finch journal.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning. With the house.
Okay. Dialogue. Let's make it so that dialogue is the loudest thing that we can hear. So it is a walking simulator.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh. So we're discovering a house. An old house that we used to live in.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
This is really interesting. Like the words of it, the Finches. Wait, can we go down here? Or do we take the other road? What's the difference? It's a lot of water.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Good idea to keep up with the names. You can tell the names by looking at this. Lewis died. Milton also died. So all of them died.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
Is the house cursed? Or something? So whenever I press shift naturally because I think that it's gonna help me run. But it doesn't help me run. Lewis is dead. Goodbye, Lewis. It's just like zooms in. It doesn't...
The house was exactly like I remembered it. The way I'd been dreaming about it.
Wait, that's not the direction of the house, was it? We came from that way. Is there something here? Why is the house extended like that? They renovated it
As a
so
child,
much.
The house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Good thing we already
Now,
died yesterday.
As a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I would be scared of this house. I don't blame you. Look at the state of it. I mean, now, yeah, after so long, but look at the state of it, even before you left the house.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
And
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
waiting to consume me, just like how it consumed all my family members. So I am an orphan. Thankfully, this game doesn't require you to run. Okay, I can't come in from here. So I crawl in from here? I fit in here?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Oh.
For the first time in years,
It's 2010
I felt like I was home.
when I left the house. So this is 7 years later? Or 6 years later?
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
We have so much of this.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
In what situation would everybody just like get up and leave like that? I mean, like looking at what happened, this is wild. It's crazy. But we completely don't have anybody. Wait, who's our mom? Do we have a mom? Dawn? Is Dawn our mom? What would have happened to cause everybody like evacuate without even like cleaning up or without?
My mom was the only
What
one of us who
happened?
could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
It is a very cozy house though. There's so many books, I love that. It is a very bookish kind of family.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Wait, Edie? Our grandma. Our grandma? Why do we call our grandma by the name instead of... So this was Edie's wheelchair, okay? If there was a fire, this house would have been burnt down already. So that kind of doesn't make sense to me. Wait, how do I turn it? Oh.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Great Grandpa Sven. Sven built for Barbara. So, Sven and Edie. Was it Sven and Edie have... Oh. So, Sven was Edie's husband? And then Odin and Ingeborg were together. And then they split, and then this two split or something? Maybe. I don't know, I'm just making assumptions.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Are there any puzzles in this game that I have to solve?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton? Milton died at 11 years old. I guess we go upstairs.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Edie's crazy. We have a witch in our family. Peepholes. Our mom was also like super crazy. Our mom? Wait, what was our mom's name? I don't remember.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
Barbara. So insane. Go upstairs.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara's a child star. Eddie's mom is Dawn. Okay, Edith's mom is Dawn. Okay. I don't quite understand what happened here, but it seems like maybe either Sam or Walter was our dad, and then Kay married Kay. No, our dad is Sanjay or something. I don't. It's a little bit confusing. Yeah, it is kind of confusing. We go upstairs.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
So everything is locked. And I need to find a way. Oh, this way.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Great Uncle Walter. Okay, so Sam is our grandfather. Edie is our great-grandmother. Odin, not too sure whether or not. Odin is before Edie. Oh. Odin is before Edie because Odin is Edie's dad.
My mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Yeah, what are you so scared of? Are you... Is the house cursed? Seems like the house
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Milton is like a...
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Like a small artist.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
It's a child's...
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Orcas Island cows. Molly. Ooh. Molly is our great aunt. Okay. I'd be pretty scared of curses.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
This child abuse.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Holy shit, child abuse.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh my goodness. Eat the fish! Eat the fish!
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
No, Christopher! Okay, no eating Christopher. Wait, why is Molly so tall though? Okay, maybe Molly is not that tall. It's just the desk is really like low.
I kept eating and eating.
What the hell?
I ate a lot of things that night.
Is there something outside that I can crawl to? No, there's a bird.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Eat the bird.
It
Eat
was
the bird!
a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her.
Why is it locked? No, what happened?
And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet.
Die,
but
bird!
The bird was really scared.
Die, bird. I'm a cat. I'm a cat and you should die. Die for me, bird. Oh, where?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Wait, Mom and Dad? Oh. Okay. Bird!
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree.
No, 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 no!
I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What? Can we die by getting... Oh. What?
Rabbits.
Rabbit. I'm hungry. Come here, rabbit. Wow. My rabbit.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Holy shit!
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
What do you mean your family members can do this kind of... Are you a witch, Edith?
A mama rabbit.
Mama rabbit? Where? I can't see. Mama rabbit? Wow. Catch 2 rabbits with only 2
too big
swoops.
to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Is a throat goat.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you, Molly? What is... What the... What is wrong with Molly?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Don't call a child a throat goat. Oh, right. Wait. Give it.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Wow. Oh, it's a seal?
I tore off her
No.
flipper, and it tasted really good.
No. Give it. Give it. Wait, come back. Wait, where did it go? Shit. Oh, I can dive. Okay. There you are.
I grabbed on tight. Oh, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
And then
When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I was naked now. Can I not go over to that side? Wait. What is this? Cthulhu? It looks like a tentacle, but it also kind of looks like a snake. I don't know what it is. What are you, Molly?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
That's crazy! What the fuck, Molly?
I was big, and I moved real quiet.
Yeah, human. It's eldritch horror. Up, up. Let's go get some folks. I hear music. No celebration.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I didn't because I'm a monster. Whoa. Oh, how do you get there? I have to go from the other side. Let's see. Yeah, I have to get from the other side.
Nom, 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 nom. I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
You know, the fucked up part of all of this is after all of this, she went back home and she wrote it in her diary. She wrote it in her diary. If it was real, I don't know. Oh shit. Wait. Oh, we're back here. Holy shit.
I got closer and closer.
And then I devoured myself.
All my stomach started growling.
All your stomachs?
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, it's a
I
dream.
think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
What do you mean? You... What do you mean? What do you mean? You're a monster who is also devouring yourself?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm
Yeah.
sure Edie would have.
Yeah, it's probably a dream. But that was crazy. If it was real, it's crazy. They're really dangerous.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Edie is Molly's mom.
Her room was like a museum.
Odin. Odin is the Edie's dad.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
The family curse. What is the family curse?
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
You brought an entire house with you?
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
That is wild. That's wild. That's crazy. Odin's daughter Edie with husband Sven and baby Molly. Molly is the oldest out of everybody. These are twins. Sam and Calvin are twins. Sven, Edie's, okay, Odin, Ingeborg.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
Edie is an only child.
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch House.
How do I put it back?
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yeah, what is the family curse? Sven and Edie. I love their room though. Their room.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Such an insane house.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
It's as if that... It's as if... Oh, so this is our brother. Our eldest brother. 11 years older than us.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Oh. Oh. A dragon-shaped slide. That's how Edie's husband died. Wild. Built 1937. Finch.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire. So Sven was kind of like a carpenter, like a builder of some sort.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
I like Edie.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Oh.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh, what a nightmare! No! Ugh.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Edie is also a builder in her own right. Odin did build the floating house, so she has it in the book. I love
It
pink
was
color.
a pretty big trace.
I love the pink, but why would you have a carpet in your bathroom? Holy shit, this is... I can't go to sleep tonight. Oh, I have the same exact pillowcase, actually. This is wild. You know how unhygienic this is? Oh my god, this is nightmare fuel. I love the pink, but the carpet. This is crazy. There's a secret in this bathroom. Oh, there's a secret? Please tell me it's not something under the carpet. It's crazy. It must stink so bad.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What the fuck? Kelvin Finch? Kelvin, one of our... probably our dad's... No, our grandfather's twin or something.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
So Sam, maybe it's our grandfather. It's a self-cleaning carpet. It is nightmare. It is nightmare. Okay, whose room is this? Calvin, the twin, one of the twin. Okay. Fort Calvin. Oh, it's Sam, like Sam and Calvin's room. But I don't quite understand why the state of their rooms are still in, like, as a child's room. In, did they not grow? They did. So Sam died when he was 33. I think Walter was definitely our grandfather, probably, maybe. And then Calvin died at 11. Why did they all die so young? They all died so young. Like Molly died at 10. 80 wanted to preserve their rooms. Oh.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Okay, so Sam is our grandfather.
And that he never talked about him.
To command center. Excuse me, what? Is this... Huh? What?
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
That was weird.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Why did they all die so young?
We swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Calvin.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
You can hear
that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
No!
I told him going around was impossible.
No, Calvin!
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
I'm not gonna tell you again!
You can hear the Norwegian accent.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
What? What? Oh.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
No. Huh? No, Calvin! Oh! Imagine being suicidal at such a young age. That's insane. Can't follow a kid for being stupid. Are you courageous or are you stupid? No!
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh, he did. Okay, he flew. That was wonderful. Holy shit. Okay.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
He died when he was 11. Molly died when she was 10. What about Grandpa Sam?
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
So what is the curse then? This part is full of photographs, and
Mom
this
said
part...
Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
So that's why this part of the room is like so childish, and then this part of the room is like way more grown up. And there's like the fort, but I imagine that this used to have like to mirror that site also, but since Sam did grow up, he took it down so he can have more space and everything. So that's a twin. I see. If you're a twin and your other twin dies, what's gonna happen to you? Because twins, they have like some sort of connection, it's like kind of like a special. That's wild. Who would have all the free time to make all of this mechanisms and all? What the hell is wrong with this house? It's cool, but it's also kind of exhausting to live in or exist in this kind of space.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Wait, what about here? This is Barbara's room. Is it?
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Is she not a child star? She died 16. This is really scary to put in your room. Happy birthday, Barbara. Ooh.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
After your spotlight has dimmed because you can't do anything else besides being a child star. And after people don't perceive you to be cute. This is Oshinoko all over again. Once your child star era is done, then you pale in comparison.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh, thank you! Thank you, Brennan! Hold on, wait, hold on. My activity feed is not showing. Thank you, Brennan, for helping with with the rebranding. Thank you so much. Kari-Feldman syndrome. Good Merry Morning, Good Merry Morning. It also kind of reminds me of the psychic guy from The Boys. the guy who was in when he was a child, the actor himself. When he was a child, he acted in The Sixth Sense, the one with Bruce Willis. I think I Can See Dead People. That movie, I think. Thank you, Brandon. Child stars, they have it hard also.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
The surprise ending of Barbara Finch.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16,
her screech.
She was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
I think she got killed for real.
Her scream hadn't aged well.
Oh. No!
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
No.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also,
oh, shit.
I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
It's...
There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick
died.
returned.
Home invasion.
So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
It was a home
She
invasion.
reached
Barbara
for the
died.
music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
That's why you keep guns in your house. Dun, 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 dun. Do they not get copyright claimed? This is from Halloween. Oh, it's just a sample.
Scratch and imagine the worst.
I have a crutch, and I'm not afraid to use
The
it.
gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Oh, cool. So he's a cannibal. Okay. I have a crutch.
The fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Stupid. You deserve it.
Relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
then act furious.
I'm breaking up with you.
All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember.
You go, girl.
by.
Oh, the
Barb.
crutch?
Have you seen my other crutch?
Yes, there's another crutch.
When she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Okay, I'm coming up.
Even Walter's scream is better than Barbara's scream. Barbara's scream is the worst scream that I have ever heard before. Given that the actress, the voice actress, intentionally had this heated scream, but it's still.
But if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh no, I haven't. I'm using my ex-boyfriend's crush. My ex-boyfriend that I just dumped tonight. I actually don't know if they broke up, but is this actually an evasion this time and not people being stupid? Walter, okay.
Walter, are you there?
Walter died? Wait, did Walter die? No, Walter survived. Out of everybody, Walter is the...
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
No!
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
She got traumatized by...
Couldn't get enough of Barbara.
She got traumatized by...
There's gotta be another way out of here.
That night,
by people calling...
made her back.
She couldn't scream because she got traumatized by people calling her screams bad. And she's like... Oh... Like, subconsciously...
Beautifully.
Her psyche got... affected, and she couldn't scream. She's like... No.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
No! Wait, do I have to go... Do I have to go through here? Die, bitch!
He wasn't moving.
Yes!
But she sensed
Go down!
the story might not be over yet.
At this point, I think you should run. Cause he could have recovered himself at this... And he's gone. What did I say? Oh my god.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Oh my god. I'm surprised he was able to be on the loose for how long?
the door.
Yeah.
She heard whispering.
Trick or treat.
From inside the house.
Surprise.
Oh dear.
No.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
I saw that coming.
It was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I dear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl.
Wait, what?
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same.
Wait, I don't understand. What? So, what else? I don't understand either. It's kind of... It's really cool. It is really cool how they made this game, but I don't understand why Barbara's fans gobbled her up. That part I don't understand. Like, they're like surprised. Everything is like very expected, but the part I don't quite get it is like, what do you mean they turn into a monster
And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story.
Walter lived to be
tucked
very
inside the music box
the
is
oldest.
all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now
This is a
that's
dramatized version.
a real eerie tale.
So what actually happened to Barbara? What actually happened to Barbara? That's wild.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Maybe what actually happened was the home invader, the hook killer guy got to her. Maybe is the pumpkin supposed to be a crypt keeper ripoff? That's wild. That's crazy. Do we go back? Yeah, we go back.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I wonder what happened to Mom. Like, after all of this, because Mom also died. Mom also died. But let's go play with the music box now. Since we know that leads to the basement. I want to see what's in the basement. Would anyone younger than 20 get that reference? I barely remember the Crypt Keeper and I'm old. Probably not. The Bigfoot. Oh, I need to keep winding. Ooh. See? My eldest daughter knows it. She's almost 12. Literate in pop culture or in cultured daughter. Let's see. Sven. Okay, this is about our great-grandfather, Sven.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I have gotten a tetanus shot before.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I don't exactly remember why I got it, but I have gotten, I think, 2 times before.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
But I really don't remember. I got one last week.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
What is going on? Why is the power still on here? We get down here every 10 years. Oh. Let's see. Is this some World War II bunker or something?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Walter's still alive. No, Walter's dead.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Holy shit. Walter became an apocalyptic,
If there's a pattern in all
paranoid
these stories,
bunker guy. Oh.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Oh. Except Walter. Walter lived the oldest, I think, amongst everybody. Because he has an apocalypse bunker. Smart. Look at him. He's old.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
Such an ikemen voice.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Sorry, I was drinking water.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
No routine. It's
Having a schedule,
1968.
living for today.
Is that Peaches? I love
I always
Peaches!
expected to be dead tomorrow.
Oh, I love Peaches.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
1976. Wait, what happened during this entire time? So it's been 8 years?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Peaches is my nickname. What a cute nickname. Peaches.
And then
Aww.
one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
What is the thing that was rattling above? Is it just vent?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
Dude has
I'm
been in a
done
bunker.
waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
From what I'm understanding is that he is involuntarily being inside the bunker for some reason because something is out to get him. Maybe that something is the thing that is rattling above, but there might be also a chance. There might also be a chance that he's just traumatized, and whatever he's imagining that's happening above is not real. Want a spoiler as to what the shaking was? If it's something that I can figure out later, but then it's, yeah, he got traumatized from Barbara's murder, but I think personally, in my opinion, how I think the rattling is probably just the carpentry upstairs or something. I have to leave. But that is the way you leave, right? Okay. You leave by using this way. It's not what you expect. Is it a train?
I know it's out there, somewhere.
What is it?
Whatever killed Barbara.
Whatever killed Barbara. Is it not the Hookman killer? And Molly? Both of them? Is he hyper aware? Because both his sisters died really young, so he's like... And even Calvin died young. So maybe he's like being hyper aware and paranoid.
Calvin.
Yeah, that somebody's out to get him.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
30 years is insanity. It is a train.
Whatever's
Right?
out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
What if a train runs you over? I think a train
I'm
is
going
gonna run him
appreciate all
over.
of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left.
How do you know that you only have a year left? How does he know that he only has a year left? It's interesting how Walter has beautiful writing and thoughts. Hmm?
Or a month. Or a
1
single
month.
week.
Oh. Or a
I'd be
day.
happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh my god. That is such a tragic way to die.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
The rattling was just a train. I mean, it kind of sound like a train.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
And he said the train stopped coming by. So what was it? It was not the train. I cannot imagine not seeing the sun for 30 years. That's crazy. That is insane. I'm so entitled or spoiled. Even his mind ignored it completely. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it just like blocked out because he's been. It drives him crazy.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Or he became crazy for being down here for such
But
a
if she
long
never
time.
told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Is our mom the
I
villain
don't want to make the same mistakes she made,
in the story?
trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
Who's the second one? Sanjay?
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
So what is the curse?
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh. It's like if you keep thinking about it, you're manifesting it. Like you keep thinking that your family is cursed, then you're
I don't
manifesting
know if
the
I should
curse.
even be writing this.
Where's the house? Oh, there it is.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Did we come here to die? Did we come to this
But I
island
thought
to
you
die?
should know about your family.
What is this? Oh, okay.
And the history you're a part of.
That's so pretty.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
The dragon slide that killed one of them. The dragon slide killed Sven. Because Sven was building a dragon slide. Was building well, the apartments I live in, the train was maybe 30 or 40 feet away from my bedroom. It's like
I
that
think
if you...
people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
If you live in a city, or if you live in a place where walking is the normal. Walking is the norm instead of using cars, and yeah. There's gonna be subways running through. Orca's Island is beautiful. You can only get to it by ferry. So then, why is there a train track there? Hmm? Oh, right. Maybe it's just like a train running through the
When you
island.
look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Hmm. Such a pretty house, but also very wild kind of house. Do we go this way?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
That's terrible. I don't ever want to get used to people around me dying. But sometimes I just feel like it's inevitable, you know?
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Hmm? Oh damn! You finished building the cemetery before you started on a house?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but
Whoa!
the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Daisy,
3 of
Charlie,
the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Burpee, Derpy, Derpy Jr., Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, Surpy. Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, Lucy. Oh, Charlie was a cat. Lucy was a dog. Bailey, Oliver, Bob. Bob. I love Bob the most. Bob was 4 years old when he died. Shadow, Christopher. Christopher! Molly's favorite follow prime bananas. Thank you. Edith wasn't very creative. Zerfy, Lurpy.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly. It's a cat owl shark thing. It's a cat owl shark thing. Oh. Calvin. The boy who wanted to fly. Sven, the carpenter, the builder. Edie, the bookworm. Walter, the bunker guy. The bunker guy. Barbara, the star. Okay.
I'm sure
There's
Odin's
more.
monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
There's more. And this is Odin. This is Edie and Sven with Molly in a boat.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
See what poking? Your house that sank is there? It's just right there? What?
Edie said she dreamed
No
about the
way!
old house every night.
Holy shit! That is crazy! Oh, I was saying so much crazy. These animals break my heart. They remind me of the kids that were locked up in my basement. Oh, I'm so sorry about the kids. It's gonna get crazier. It's crazy. And Odin's statue is just like forever looking out at the house. How poetic. Then we go back.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Her dad, Gus.
Dad had been pretty
Gregory.
strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam was only 33 when he had 3 children. Whoa. Sam was only 18 when he had his first child. What? Can you imagine having a child at 18 in 2024? If you were having a child...
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
No! Sanjay died? No, Sanjay! I think Sanjay is Don. Sanjay is maybe our dad, maybe. Wild. Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Wait, who was Milton? Oh, Milton was our brother. Milton is the artist, the painter boy. He died at 11. Gregory is our uncle who died as an infant. Gus is also our uncle who also died at 13. Holy shit! What a tragic family! What a tragic family. It's crazy. Nowadays, there are men would be 40 and they say, "Well, I'm still young."
I wish I could ask my mom now.
To have kids.
Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for myself.
Having kids at 18 in 2024 is a choice. I have 2 and that's enough for me. 2 is a lot already. In this economy, 2 children are like more than a handful.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
yeah, so much
climbing, would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
You told me you were 17 and you're 22 weeks pregnant? In 2017? The story just gets wilder and wilder. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're 17 and 22 weeks pregnant. Can you climb? Or is there a way to drop down? Or can you go through this window? No. So how do you... Oh, okay. I see. I am having a very visceral kind of response to this. I have very complicated feelings. Back in the day, they even got married at 9.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Oh, who's the smoker in the family? I see an ashtray. So there are smokers in the family. No wonder they die faster.
They were both pretty intense.
Are you telling me that? Oh, holy shit! Are you telling me that 11 years old children, 11 year
Sam spent
olds?
his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
And then Gregory died right after they took this photo. It's so sad. Sam, okay. What? Wait. Sam! You look like this You look like this at 33? Or you look like this before you were 30 years old? It's a little bit confusing for me. Sorry. Can you... My goodness. 33. Oh, this is definitely before 33.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
That's our mom.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn.
Oh my god, your glasses are glaring.
Okay, got it.
He has the
I'm gonna take
Benjamin
some
Button
pictures, okay?
disease.
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Wait, where is it? Where is she?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still
Oh.
freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh, that is our dad. Aww.
That's a keeper.
Oh, that's Sam. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
It's kind of weird that Sam being at like this is
Last
Sam.
time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
This is Sam pre 33
Your
years
grandpa's
old.
Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Oh.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Oh. That's a
Before
good
you take
one.
the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
You don't have to.
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready.
I'm not sure about what he's saying. Like, if you want to survive, you need to be strong. You can be strong in so many different ways, especially around our time right now. But I guess during that time, it's like a completely different.
Great shot, Dawn.
Oh no! No! Oh my god, this is a tragedy. If she doesn't want to, you don't have to. That's so
proud
sad.
of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, okay. And then he's gonna do the thumbs up pose when his daughter is
Dad,
crying.
It's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
sick.
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
What the fuck?
Of all these
That is so
stories,
wild!
that's the
Holy
one I wish
shit!
most that my mom had told me.
So he is 33 right there. That's how you look like 33. I don't think you have very much to live for. Holy shit. But the way they die, I mean, especially Sam, it's kind of wild the way Sam died. Holy shit. What? Oh my god. Holy shit. They are cursed. Is it canon that they are actually cursed, or is it just like some psychological thing that, like, the more you think that your family is cursed, the more your family is cursed because you're manifesting the curse itself? I wish I could grow a mustache like that at 33. 33 people, especially when you're living in an Asian country, people who are 33, they don't look like that. They look like they're fresh out of college, so the difference is like so huge. He looks like he's 50, around 50 at most. Odin did run away just because of the curse. You can't outrun the curse. It is a curse.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Because Gus and Gregory died very early on. But Gus died when he was 13 though. Right? Then what happened to Gus then? Gregory, yeah. Gregory died an infant. Asians have chronic baby face. Some of us don't really have that kind of good genes, but all of us, like, if you look at an Asian person who's over 30, you can't be able to tell whether or not they are actually over 30 because they look like they're around, like, mid-20s or something. So what did Gregory die of? Kay and Sam Finch. This is our grandma. Our grandma got divorced. So, Kay and Sam. But they divorced. Because?
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Homer is still really young, got it. I'm not in my 30s. Well, you wouldn't know.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Me. Ooh. Boy has got some really chunky hands and arms. That's crazy. Whoa! Wow! Oh, I'm playing as a frog now. Whee! Whoa! Holy shit! Gregory has.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to. Hold on, sweetie.
That's K. Okay.
Hello?
Gregory is a warlock.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
He can manipulate. He infuses souls into toys and manipulate the toys with the souls that he has infused.
What his world
Oh,
is like.
You get the bubble. Get the bubble. Yeah. Get. Yeah. Yeah. Who the fuck? Oh my god, is that how he dies? Holy shit. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Who the fuck leaves their toddler alone in the back?
Reminded
Right.
me so much of Calvin.
Maybe that's why Sam is like, fuck you,
Lost in his
cause
imagination. Whatever it
how
was
dare
he saw.
you? And that's how they divorced. Wow. Woo! Woo! Wee! Follow me! Follow me! Wow! Maybe I can get to that side. Dun 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 dun. Ooh. Ooh.
Sure made him happy.
Wow. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Wee. Boing. Boing. We jump on it. Yeah. Fall. Whoa. Boing.
I know how silly it sounds.
Yeah. Boing.
That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't
Wait,
want
what
to
happened?
hear this.
The water is gone though, so there's no chance of drowning, but still. Oh!
I wish he could have told us
Oh!
about the world he saw.
Gregory pulled it. Well. Wait.
There's so much I don't understand.
Holy shit.
About
It's the
Gregory,
frog.
about everything.
The frog is the culprit. The frog murdered our son. Our baby.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Okay. First of all, it is Kay's fault. So it was her fault. It was. And that is the main reason why Sam divorced her in the first place, because he can't handle that. The aftermath of Gregory's death is just brutal. Notice how the world stopped when Kay was around. Yeah. Is that like some sort of an implication towards why, like, maybe Gregory wasn't having that much of a fun time when Kay was around?
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too.
She left
Good
the
luck,
baby
Kay.
in the bathtub.
Love, Sam.
Don't you actually go to jail for infant neglect or something like that? Manslaughter. It is considered as you killing the baby, right? You can't possibly call it an accident at that point. You definitely go to jail, right? people go to jail for leaving their babies in the car, so leaving their babies in bathtub without supervision is just something like that. I don't see the difference. Okay, Dawn.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
It's Gus! Okay, we have no idea what's going on with Gus, but I see this. What is this? Gus is 13. Oh, he's a punk! He's a delinquent. Or poem.
For Gus.
A poem for
Always said
Gus.
the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
This is pregnant as a minor, so maybe there's no lore here. There are a lot of people who get pregnant in high school. I'm not surprised, actually. It's a very common thing.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Maybe Gus has depression or
I tried
something.
to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I remember.
Down to husband and wife. You may kiss the
Need a
bride.
stepmom. There's we don't know the stepmom in this case, so. But it has not been very long because it's only been 6 years, less than 6 years. So, maybe around year 4 or so, Sam gets remarried. Wait. Where's the next sentence? Oh, there it is.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined and as a sign held up his middle finger.
What a child. Puberty is hard.
The wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
No, really? If you're right, that's gonna be awesome. Holy shit, really? No! Is that how he dies? So he is 13 when it's happening, I think. Holy shit.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
That doesn't look like a crudely made tent to
Thunder
me.
sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that... Okay, it's not the
I
kite.
wish that I could truly
but-
say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam.
Maybe it is a kite.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Oh. Gus is only 1 year older than Mom. Mop, mow yard. Brag, be a baby. Greg, you just be a baby. Because you are a baby.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Are we excited
At
for
the time,
Dawn's
it was
room?
as far away as she could get.
I mean, yeah. I wonder how Dawn... Ooh. This is how Dawn's room looked like. Sort of. No, it's not, but it's like a corner.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Mm-hmm. She died when... Oh, okay. Dawn and Sanjay. Sanjay is our dad.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh. "10 ways to teach critical thinking. We're helping hands create safe places." Like, congrats to you on starting another level in the game of your life. Oh, are you talking about my birthday? Oh, wait, where else are we going? Are we going back here? Probably not. I should go back. But where else are we going? Why do they have this kind of room that is like so weird? Like Gregory gets a locker, Gus gets a locker. They all have... Is it because Sam is hyper obsessed with military stuff? Is this why this is the setup of their room? That is so depressing. Holy shit. But what else is up here? That is really depressing. I can't imagine treating your children like infantries. Like soldiers. Oh, here. Okay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Can you go? Lewis died when...
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Dawn.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Milton.
And to see kids in the house again.
This is our... this is our little nursery for our plants that died. And Milton refuses to plant because Milton is not interested. Dawn has a lot of pots. This is so pretty.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
They actually expand the house with each new family member. Have they never thought about expanding sideways instead of expanding vertically? Because it just keeps going and going vertically and not sideways like normal people.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
You're homeschooled. What? It's not surprising that they're homeschooled. Curse. What is the curse? Tell me. Don't last. The curse is that...
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
my great grandmother to give me a castle for my birthday. Holy shit. Wow.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
But it's mostly black and white though. Is Milton still alive? But it says here, Milton doesn't have an end date. An end date. A death date. Vertically is cooler. It is cooler, but it's not practical. Considering the structural stability and everything.
Finally have another painter in the family.
Edie is also a painter, right? Mm-hmm. What are we stepping on? Oh, we're pulling it. Okay. Oh. Milton. Milton's not even that old, too. Like 11, right?
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Achoo. 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 Edie's a genius, and she did this as a super granny. Yeah, she's like super old when she did all of this. Sniff the paintbrush and achoo, achoo. And he painted. No! Shit, I have to keep holding onto my left click. Okay. And he painted a door? What is it? He painted a door and then he went. Oh, that's it. Okay. Achoo!
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Milton is not confirmed dead. So there's a chance that he might still be alive. He just disappeared behind a door. We just don't know which door. Maybe we can find a door. And then he was gone. Achoo! And he was gone. I wouldn't call this an artist. I would call it...
Mom spent months searching
a magician.
Then she sealed the doors.
Months? Where is your dedication as a parent? People would search for their children for like over decades, and you give up only after months? How
Whatever
embarrassing.
Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Milton found something in the house? What do you mean? What do you mean? Milton? Is there something sinister in the house? Whoa. Whoa.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Louis. Our eldest brother.
After
Is this
he graduated,
Louis's?
he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Oh, right, the cannery brother. Okay. If I get to eat peaches every single day, if I work at the cannery, I mean, of course we can't eat them, but what if, like, there is just, like, potentially spoiled cans that cannot fit, and then we can just eat the peaches that are inside the cans, then I wouldn't complain too much because I love peaches. I don't really like raw peaches. I don't know why I prefer canned peaches. So I do love
room smelled
canned peaches.
Very familiar. That part
Weed.
of him lived on.
Oh no! Go back. This is very unique because they added for some technicality things, blah blah blah. But they inserted, they lifted. Oh my god! Stop going back. They lifted an entire boat this high up to make Lewis's room come true. Look at this. This is actually such a cool room for... I mean, such a cool idea for a room.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
And then he died in real life. Oh my god, you're so bad. Odin Finch. What is this?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
We're gonna cut our hand.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
We're cutting our hand.
In our sessions,
We're cutting our
I saw
hand.
the same behavior. His mind began to... wander.
Oh, holy shit, this is so cool. Oh no, I have to multitask. I can't multitask like this.
I asked him to describe it.
I'm controlling.
Started small.
The left side, this thing, I'm controlling with my... Oh, you're a mage? Holy shit, Lewis, you're a mage? So this... The fish thing I control with my mouse, and then this one I control with the keyboard.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
But our hand is not going
Then
through,
something
though.
moved.
Something moved?
Bats.
Bats. No.
And toads.
And toads? I am not looking...
Have not names.
I'm not looking at on my... Not looking at my right side at all.
He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Oh, this is maladaptive dreaming, I think is what it's called. Suppose it really affects you in real life if you keep doing it. You definitely need like some sort of therapy or like a solution before it really takes over your life.
Something more.
It's an entire dungeon. Holy shit! Now is
I worried about
asymmetric.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Focused? This is not focused at all.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, Doggy, are you friend? Yes.
On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia.
Louis
He built the
Topia.
city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
He made musicians. So talented, holy shit. And he made the groupies for the musicians too.
And songs for them to play.
Chop the thing, Louis. Thank you. chop the stupid fish. Here you go.
He talked about starting a band.
Starting a band?
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
He has so many worshippers. So many fans. Holy shit, oh, his groupie is growing.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Can you be affected
But his
so
chopping
much?
was as reliable as ever.
Wait, is this a result of using too much drugs? Why is this happening? Huh.
Then one day it struck him.
He doesn't.
All the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
And what did he do?
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Where are drugs and when you're on drugs and your life getting off them is really hard. So like, can people be addicted to weed? Is being addicted to weed a thing?
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
Okay, my hand is still not going over the chopping line yet. So I suppose that's still fine.
He started drifting away from our reality.
But how do you die?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
He forgot to go home from the cannery?
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part
He's
of
just
Louis kept sailing on.
Chopping? Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! He just like ignored his mom? He ignored his mom, holy shit. It can, but I feel like weed doesn't cause the same disconnect as hard
Louisburg,
drugs.
He heard rumors of a
beautiful, handsome queen. Handsome queen.
handsome queen.
The fish just keeps coming.
The queen was on her
Sinister.
own quest for
Sinister serpents. Radiant rainbows, boo, boring.
sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents. Oh! Silver harp?
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar? Silver harp? Silver harp.
silver harp.
Enabling. It's fine as long as he doesn't put his hand over the chopping thing.
His
right?
choice led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
Because it
Even
doesn't
then,
seem...
his logic remained sound.
It doesn't seem like he's gonna put his hand over the chopping thing, right? Because this is like the barrier, and the chopping thing is like way on the right side. But even if you get your hand chopped off, you don't die.
He
So
knew
how
the
does
world
Louis
was
die?
all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it.
I'm trying to like gauge
In his
where
own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
where the chopper is, so I don't like have his hand chopped off. At least if the barrier is unlocked, and then we can put our hand under it, then let's see how it looks like. Oh, that's how it looks like. Ah. Num 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 num. The fish. That's where the chopper is.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
I think he's depressed. I think it's depression. It's not just drugs, but
And then it
depression.
struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Oh, bro. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't think maladaptive dreaming could affect somebody this heavily. Like, I cannot imagine a world where people get
My
affected by
imagination is as
daydreaming like
real
this.
as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
This is just wild. So then how does he die? How does he die? This is our locker.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh, that's how he dies, I guess.
I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
Good night, Daniel. He died from overworking?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him.
No, go back! Go back! Ah! Oh, I'm wearing the major robe, the
Even
hero's
after
robe.
he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh,
The palace would be packed with his companions.
we're getting chopped. We're getting chopped. The entire body, not just the hand. So the entire body is getting chopped. Bro really loves that poster. Ooh.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Oh, the wise, where? I want to see the calico. Calico? The handsome queen.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
We're getting chopped. There's a guillotine! There's a guillotine!
There was only one thing left to do.
Put our head through it. No way! Really? No, our hand, right? Surely.
Bend down his head.
I don't think our head fits through the fish chopper though. Does it? The chopper was pretty small. So I... Oh!
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
You put your neck in there, not a head.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
He has like some sort of mentally, like a mental health condition, but it's not very clear what it is. It's like maybe it's depression, but it has to be something else as well. Like, but that's a lot of like maladaptive daydreaming kind of thing. Her brother was ahead of the curve. It's heavily implied that the family has schizophrenia. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I can see it. Yeah. According to the really vivid imagination.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She
Is that a
waited until
curse?
the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Is this Dawn's room? Or
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
in a way, it is also a curse. It is a heretic thing. Heretic. What do you call it? Inherited? Not inherited. So it has something to do with heretics. They have two curses. Hereditary. Heretic. How do you pronounce heretic? But it can't just be that. How did Barbara die? Barbara died from... Right.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Happy 90th birthday.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
It is the last one. As a child, having your house that you were born into be so vertically challenging to climb is
but it had to end
not very healthy.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
The home invaders. Yeah, probably the home invaders. Hereditary. Okay. And then it's our turn to write our story.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, You know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Only 3 people left in such a huge family. That is so sad.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
And it's really difficult to maintain such a big house every single time. Instead of replacing the rooms, you expand your house so you have another room added onto it.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
The other entrance?
Edie had a key to it.
Going into the library.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
I mean, yeah. Because Odin tried
Edith
that.
has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
It's Odin's story all over again.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
But it's also like, the more you know about these stories, the more you're hyper aware that your family is cursed. And then you keep like being fixated on it, and it kind of just like manifests it even more, right? So I don't know whether or not it's better to know the stories or not, actually.
There's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
It's probably a reason why Edie has lived this long. I had never thought of all that! Why? Is it because Edie has, like, out of everybody, Edie has embraced death? In, like, such a... Like, Edie romanticizes death, like, the grief in a way? Comparing to the other people.
First and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Is that why? The old house.
There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
It gets crazier than this? Holy shit!
It smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
It's right out the window. So, naturally.
But I never
It's
thought
a low
I'd
tide.
go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
How did Edie break the curse in the first place? Oh, but only for herself, though.
I got turned around.
You got turned around. Oh shit. Turn back.
I started seeing things.
Touch it. Did she make a pact with the devil or something? We don't know
Things
that.
I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Maybe that's why she's lived this long.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
What is wrong with the house? She's wearing a ring on her forefinger.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Mom, don't... Mom?
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
No, I need to know the story. Ah! I need to start. This is a house that sank. Yeah, it's Odin's house.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Edie was good for her age.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
They're already gone. Did she die then?
After that, we moved around a lot.
She's like 90 something.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
No!
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Oh, right. Everybody's dead except for Edith. Edith.
She got better for a while. And then she didn't.
Oh.
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
I'm drowning.
Until I found out about you.
Milton!
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh no, the child. And the 22 weeks
forever,
child.
Maybe we'd have time to understand things.
The fetus.
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
I need the parasite. I need to know the story. Edie's story.
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Oh, my eyes. My eyes.
I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
What do you mean? She said, I guess if you're reading this right now, I guess things didn't turn out the way that something, but...
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Edith died giving birth to? Her son? And then her son... And her son comes back here, and now her son's gonna die. There's... I am not getting any closure. For Shirley Dallas. I'm not getting any closure from this. Somebody please help me. I need closure. What do you mean? There's so many questions. I don't understand. It seems like maybe the Dallas wanted us to have an open interpretation of something, but it's clearly, I mean, what about Edie's story that we ripped the book over? No bad doubts. I don't want to think. I don't want to think either. I want to know the end. No, I mean, I want to know. So Edith died. There's one Finch living, at least. Or two. Not sure if anyone said this, but I recommend checking out Joseph Anderson video on the curse/villain of Edith Finch on YouTube. It's 1 hour, but it's a great watch or listen into the background. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it. Thanks, Johan. See Johan's name in the ending credits. One of the achievements. There's a freaking villain? The book was probably just Edie's wheel. Edie's wheel? The stories that Edie said about, like, the children should know about the stories that happened in this family, blah blah blah, and then our mom, being the stupid mom that she is, or the protective or whatever mom that she is, she decidedly, oh, this is bad parenting, I don't want you to influence our children with these kind of stories. But the only remaining child is me, is Edith at that point. Peach. I love Peach. Peaches. There's a freaking villain. I think the villain is the mom. I don't know, but maybe. Is the implication that Edie mixed pills and alcohol so she would go down with the ship? I mean, imagine your grandma tells you that you most likely won't live past 20. Well, technically the story that Edith wrote for her son is the whole story. I think the villain is being fixated on a disaster that repeats itself instead of trying to do something about it. Or instead of like... Or maybe trying to... The whole story is about not resisting and giving in or something like that, and then you'll be better. Like Edie gave in, I think. What is so different about Edie that made it so that replay a story option is now available, so that Edie to play from the beginning? Play story? And we never got to find out anything about Milton. Go back to the bathtub. There's an achievement for knocking all Gregory's name into the bathtub. I want to read Grandma's book so bad. Me too! That is one part that I cannot get over. Cause I want to know how Grandma got to, like, our great grandma got to live for such a long time. Some stories are just gonna remain hidden. I don't feel any satisfaction out of playing this game because I got blue balled so much. God damn it! Damn it! Maybe Edie just had so much love for the house. Personally, I think maybe the villain is the house, Or maybe the villain is the obsession of Edie in preserving things, while the actual right thing, the actually appropriate thing is to just move on when disasters happen, when things that are not ideal, like deaths. You grieve over it and then you move on, but I don't like thinking, don't you? Being obsessed over death and the calling it a curse, and that kind of just like puts it engraves the mindset of, oh, our family has a curse kind of thing into the children, and we don't know for sure actually whether or not the children know about this curse in the first place. The people that ran away or tried to fight it died. So I guess it's embracing the curse that helps you. Running away or becoming strong is kind of meaningless kind of thing. So what is the point of this? What is the moral of the story? It is very ambiguous. What have we learned? That stupid kid that tried to fly didn't seem like he knew about the curse. He was just stupid. Calvin. Calvin with a C and an L. The playthrough felt really nice, and it was really interesting, but I got no satisfaction out of playing this game. I like to know that it's important to remember and learn. What did I learn from this story? To try to not die and don't do stupid things, I guess. But how did Molly die? Did Molly's story is she was scared of the monster that she was, which is what? Because she starved. She got starved by Edie? So Edie starved Molly and then Molly died? I learned that life is fucked. And you still can end up happy like Edie. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like a lesson. But Edie should not be happy if she did, in fact, starve Molly to death. Molly wrote her story before she knew she was gonna die, but how did Molly die? It was really vague about Molly's death because it was not really written in a way with like any implication at all. Broken Aesop can always happen. What is a broken Aesop? Maybe the berries Molly ate is potentially poisonous. Yeah, maybe. That might be a thing. But still, starving Molly as a punishment or something. It was still on Edie, right? She ate that toothpaste. Toothpaste is edible, right? That's how astronauts brush their teeth. They don't spit up the toothpaste, they just swallow it. That's what I learned from one of the astronauts. When you want to give a lesson but end up contradicting the lesson in the same breath. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this game. Just because it's edible doesn't mean you should eat it. They chalk the mouthwash to get a little tipsy. Brings back to mouthwashing. Yeah. Chuck the mouthwash, get a little bit tipsy, and then chuck a little bit more to get over your lethal company who's trying to kill you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry to the people who recommended this game, but I don't know how to feel about this game. A second playthrough off stream might give you some closure. Yeah, maybe. Or rather, I'll just like look up some videos about this game and some explanation. Some of the implications of like, or the subtext of what happened was very clear. Like what happened with Barbara, what happened with Calvin, and what happened with Edie as just unfortunate death, pills, whatever, I don't know. But what happened to Milton? Lewis, we know. Don, we know. Gus, we know. Gregory, we know. Walter, we know. It's a family of mentally unhealthy people. It's probably better to consider that nothing supernatural was happening. Yeah, I don't imagine anything supernatural was happening. It's just something like a lot of accidents and a lot of stupidity, irresponsibility, and Edie's fault is she was embracing the curse a little bit too strong. But she, in her own way, she was trying to cope with the trauma and everything. Since you can't run away from it, why not just embrace it? For years I thought what remains of Edith Finch and the vanishing of Ethan Carter were from the same deaths. Something about their method of storytelling mashed these two games for me. I have not played Ethan Carter before, but maybe we can check that out. Sam is just... I just don't know. You can call it karma. But a lot of people out there like hunting. So, But it's like, instead of me embracing or comforting my daughter, how about we take a photograph, like right now? And that kind of just like got to him. There'll be a body, you know. I like Milton. How did he just walk into the door he drew? That's more of like an imaginative kind of thing, instead of what really happened to him. We have no idea. He made up his own story and then he just disappeared. So we have no idea whether or not he's still alive. I was the one that recommended the game. Yeah, there was another person who recommended the game as well. it was somebody else as well. That's why I'm playing this game, because there's more than one person recommending it. Milton did have full knowledge of the curse, so he decided to run away too. Do you think Milton would run away when he was just merely 11 years old? That is insane. Maybe it's just a metaphor. Not if he never died. Yeah, there's no body, no. Because he never died, he disappeared. But how did he disappear? They do stuff on impulse. In my opinion, the adults in this, and first of all, Edie is a strong villain, because why the fuck would you expand your house in such a dangerous way? And Sven building the house in such a way where there's a lot of tunnels and like, it's fun, sure, but what about the safety measures and everything? It's probably Edie's idea too, so she's not innocent. It makes it so that the house is like so big and so like weirdly shaped to the point it becomes kind of difficult to monitor the children. So the adults in this family are also kind of dumb. Like, Kate, what the fuck are you thinking? Letting your unsupervised infant in a tub, like leaving him in the tub, and Edie being neglected, not feeding Molly, resulting. Thank you for Irish Wishwash for the 13 months. Thank you. I mean the homeschooling part, the building, and I feel like it's not. It's very cause and effect kind of thing, and the cause stems from Odin. It's a curse. They call it a curse because they are not holding themselves accountable for what is happening in the house. If they have educated themselves better, or if they have learned better, then they would have taken they would have done countermeasures. They would have like prevented so many deaths. They would have supervised their children, taught their children to do better. A lot of what happened with the children is because their parents neglected them. Like what happened with Louis is kind of like, it's very complicated in a sense, but the adults are the villain in the story for sure. Walter is just a very unfortunate. Walter is kind of like a product of trauma, but at the same time, you as an adult have the responsibility to make sure that you're a proper functioning adult, and you cannot use mental health and trauma too. If I get affected by trauma, I would be like 10 feet underground right now. I wouldn't be alive at this point. I have so many trauma. I've never been enlisted before, but I have gotten so many trauma. And if I would rather sit in a bunker forever, then it is your fault. At that point, it is you. You're the problem. So Walter is the problem. Walter is the villain in his own story. Odin is the villain in his own story. Edie is kind of like an anti-hero in her own story, but how her story has affected the rest of her family is just too much. Because she is also kind of like the main villain. Dawn is obviously a very, very terrible parent as well. I don't know. I just feel like the children who manage to grow up into adults, it's like you either die heroes or as children you die heroes. Even Calvin is like, Edie could have just ran out and grabbed Calvin inside instead of yelling at him at a distance. If he's not coming in, then you're letting a child. If two children are outside playing, it's fine because they can watch out for each other and they will yell if something is happening outside. But once Sam came in, Calvin should be like, Edie should look out for Calvin because Sam already came inside the house. So, accepting responsibility instead of holding themselves accountable for what has happened, like the neglect that the children has experienced in the house, they just called it a curse and put a period on it. Gregory's mom could also just take him out and said a prayer and say she could have just taken him out of the bathtub and get a call. It's within seconds. It's a baby. You're not like dragging an entire fridge or freezer or something. It's a baby. It weighs like a few pounds. You just pick him up and get your call. You can do that. So I don't understand. So who are the villains? Who is the villain? I would say many villains. The adults of the story, who instead of holding themselves accountable and reflect on why their children died, they call it a curse and just be like, oh yeah, people die young in our family because it's a curse, and everybody just has to accept that. And they even got into news for being the most cursed family, and maybe that part was imaginative, but the one I feel bad for is Lewis. Yeah, Lewis. Is it because you're also Lewis? But I think nothing wrong, man. Mentality. Everything was out of my control. This is the result of not learning about Stoicism. This is the result of not being courageous enough to make the change that you want to be. I don't know. My family is cursed too. We're only meant to live for a few decades. And my time is also. Goodbye, pepperoni. I hope you go to heaven. If it exists. It is kind of... It is tragic in a sense where... the children die early because of the adults. In my opinion, the children died early because of the adults. Barbara is also kind of tragic because she had to babysit Walter. Have they not communicated? If they have not communicated, it means that Edie is not a type of parent where Barbara feels free enough to be able to communicate with Edie. So that means that Edie is not that kind of parent that is very open to talking to her children in a way that makes her children feel safe to be parented by her. So in that sense, that is also kind of Edie's fault. But Barbara could have communicated that, oh, I have this very important event coming up for me. Please, do not tell me to do anything on that date because I really need to go that place. And the death wouldn't have happened to Barbara. The Hookman killer wouldn't have gotten to her. And with Walter, it's just a product of Barbara dying. And him not being responsible enough to think about his, or he didn't get help from Edie. So what the fuck was Edie doing? Even though she's still alive, why didn't you help Walter? It is very disappointing learning about these stories and learning about how their family members are just like sitting around and not really enforcing. If somebody is like living on the edge due to mental health issues, it should be a problem. It should be like an intervention. Like you should interfere with their lives, and you should take over their lives until they are capable of doing it themselves. Just force them, become the police in their in their lives and make them do things. You know, like make them go to the hospital, bring them to their appointments. It's a lot of neglect and a lot of irresponsibility in this family tree I see. It's just Milton and Lewis are kind of, I don't know what kind of... Obviously it's Don's fault in a way. But with Lewis, I guess Don tried in a way, but Lewis is also kind of very responsible with his drug, his substance usage and all of that. And Milton, out of everybody, I think Milton is a tragic case of what the hell happened to you, you know? Problem is you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. You can imprison them. I don't know. You can't kind of help them if they're your family member in some way. A lot of families don't believe in mental health issues. They want to act like it's something you can get over with time. Yeah. There's a lot to think about. I think I'll just like watch some videos over it. If I can't get over it by the time the stream ends, then then goddamn. Oh my god. Cause we still have the thing to play. If we play the thing, it's gonna be around 6 hours, so it's gonna be around 10 hours. So it's gonna be a full day of streaming, over 8 hours of streaming after the thing is over. So let's do a little bit of refreshing. Take a break and we'll play the thing after this is done. I mean, after we come back. Oh. Hold on. Hello, hello. Time to restock on snacks. What happened to the audio for the game? What happened to the game audio? Hold on. It died. Never mind. Hello, did it crash? My game did not crash, but it just died for some reason. We'll take a short break and then we'll come back to play the thing. Let's do night. Alright. Hello. Oh, I'm small. What the hell? Oh, I'm huge. I'll be back. I'll be back in a short while. We'll play the thing. Let's update our category. Just chatting. We're just chatting now. See you in a bit. I need to stop my stream over on YouTube, so and then I'll edit it to be on the thing instead. So let me do that right now on YouTube.